Hello, people. Hope all of you are in best health and doing great in your lives. Now, previously I was talking about I was talking about the importance of preparation if you are doing any kind of presentation, or let's suppose you are doing any kind of speech, or let's suppose you are involved in any kind of discussion. One thing that you need to remember all of it at all times is that you need to understand the importance of preparation. The more you're prepared, the more good, perhaps more excellent you will be in delivering your message, in convincing the other person. So everything as far as the success of a speech or a discussion or a presentation is concerned is preparation. The more you are prepared, the more better you will be. Okay. So I have a lot of inquiries. People come and ask me that we always find ourselves failing in presentations, especially in group discussions, or at least in any kind of topic. We fail to convince the other person. Okay. And the reason behind is that we do not properly articulate words into our minds. We don't think so much. We just, the first thing, whenever a question is asked, the first thing we do is that we get deliberately conscious. The word I have used is we become deliberately conscious, because of which majority of the people, they start suffering mental blocks. And mental block means that there will be a point where you will not be able to think. Not even you will be able to think, but you will also not be able to even speak a word. You will just go freeze. So it's very important that you should memorize, not memorize, but you need to practice your speech. You need to practice your presentation. You need to practice whatever you have studied or understood, or whatever you have read, any kind of content or material. It needs practice. Okay. I was just telling you that a few moments ago. I was telling you that I gather a lot of inquiries from students that we fail in presentations. So reason, they just prepare a presentation speech, they just read it, and the next day when they have presentations, they come and they start speaking. Presentation is never ever about speaking, or not. It's not even about telling. It is not even about simply reading from the slide. It is not even about reading from the page the script that you have written. Presentation is all about whatever script you have prepared. You need to practice it approximately 5 to 7 times before you finally give a presentation in the classroom or in organization. Because I also train corporate employees for corporate organizations. They should understand the capacity of how to communicate effectively and efficiently. So one thing is very important, that before you say something, you must properly practice it at least in your mind. Okay, it's not always this. I mean, if you take my example, I will do what? I will prepare a script and I will present it in my room. Like, this is my room. I will present it here. I will practice it. Okay, but there are chances that sometimes I've prepared something and I don't find a place where I can practice it. So I practice it in my mind. Okay, I keep on reading it 6 7 times, and I visualize in my mind that what approximately or nearly what kind of environment will be there when I will be presenting, and I will start feeling that. So one thing is very important, that preparation is needed. Now I will tell you that what are the basic things that you need to understand as far as preparation is concerned, or as far as the practice of delivery is concerned. Whatever you prepare, one thing, rehearsal, the main word that we use, the main, you can say synonym, or the main phrase that we use, or the main word that we use here to actually explain this entire scenario is rehearsal. So whatever you have prepared, you need to rehearse it so that you do not get surprises once you're on stage or once you're at a forum or once you're in a discussion or once you are for any kind of presentation. You are already aware of each and everything. So rehearsal is the particular word that we use for preparation. The more you rehearse, the more prepared you are. Okay. And of course, this gives you the bravery, talent, and capacity to face any issues and problems that can that can come in front of you once you're on a stage or once you're at a forum or at a place. Okay, so let's move forward. Let's move forward. Improving vocal delivery is essential for effective communication. There are three key areas to focus on when practicing vocal delivery. First, very important, remember this point. The first point that you need to understand to improve your vocal delivery or to improve your levels of communication, the first thing is you need to warm your voice and body. You need to engage in deep breathing. Like in one of my videos previously, I told you about how to use breathing in order to improve your speaking capacity or in order to improve your vocal variety or in order to improve your, you can say, communication skills. You need to use your breathing very effectively. So you need to engage in deep breathing exercises to support your voice and relax your body. You need to perform stretches and gentle movements to release tension and promote good posture. Additionally, incorporate facial exercises, tongue twisters, and lip trills to enhance articulation and flexibility. So articulation is also very important. You articulate words and sentences in your mind. Articulation, you need to gather, you need to fear, you need to feed certain things in your mind before you speak something. Like we hear this phrase or we hear these sentences, sometimes people are saying that you need to think before you speak. It's very important. That means, in actuality, you need to articulate your thoughts before you say something. And of course, it needs to be a lot of, you need to be a lot mindful before you say anything. So, these warm-up activities prepare you, if they prepare your vocal apparatus for optimal performance. When you have warmed up yourself before you say something, remember you are fully prepared, rather highly prepared. Now, the second point, which is very important as far as practicing your delivery or your rehearsal is concerned, the second most important thing is you need to work on your vocal technique and dynamics. Where, when, what, how you're going to speak. This is very important. Then you need to practice proper breathing, emphasizing diaphragmatic breathing for better control. Pay attention to articulation, enunciating, properly delivering each and every word correctly, pronouncing it very, very correctly. And of course, clearly, the term we say with clarity, enunciating words clearly and precisely. Experiment with pacing, varying your speed to match the content and maintain audience interest. It's not all about speaking, but your content should be so much interesting that it should grip your audience and it should force your audience to listen to you because you are saying something really interesting. And then the next thing in this second point about vocal technique and dynamics is concerned, you need to use vocal dynamics such as volume, pitch, and tone to emphasize key points and convey emotions. Record and analyze your practice sessions, seeking feedback from others to identify areas for improvement. So the most important thing as far as this point is concerned, and you need to understand is, which I do sometimes, I do hesitate to ask people about the evaluation of how I'm talking or how I'm speaking or how am I telling something or how I'm delivering something. I normally the best thing I do is I listen to myself. I record my words. All right. Now let me tell you, I had an incident today. The incident was that I recorded myself, okay, and I was listening my recording in my own mobile, okay. So what happened when I put that video on status? Someone else who was sitting a bit far away from me, he switched on that. You can say he clicked on that video of mine, and with loud voice, loud volume, and I heard it, and I felt so nice, so good to hear my own voice. And I asked also that was I good? But I don't know whether the other person was giving me the right evaluation or not. He said, okay, but I knew I did best. So I don't recommend always that you should ask for your evaluation from the other person. The best thing is that you should evaluate your own voice. Okay, you should evaluate your own delivery. You should evaluate your own rehearsal. You should evaluate your own speech. This is very important. And yes, if you want someone to evaluate how you speak or how you say something, that person needs to be very sincere. That person needs to be very loyal. Like you'll be having best friends, okay? You must be having brothers and sisters who can give you very sincere feedback, okay? Like normally, I don't mind when someone says that you are speaking this thing like this. How about if you say it like this? I add that into my vocabulary or I add that into my mind that this is the kind of feedback someone has given to me. I need to take care of all these things for the next time. Okay. So very important, either recall yourself and listen and evaluate yourself that where are the areas that needs improvement. Or the second thing is that if you want to find someone to evaluate you, that person should be sincere and loyal with you. Okay. And third thing, that is for sure, you can do that as well. You can find a teacher who can give you sincere, loyal, perfect, exact, accurate, and correct feedback of how good or how bad you have done. Okay. Now, coming to the last point, that is, lastly, develop a strong presence and authenticity. Speaking in a monotone is never ever a good option. Your tone should not ever be, it shouldn't ever be monotone. Monotone is when your tone is just like a single straight line. Okay, straight line means that your voice is dead. There should be some rise and fall, rise and fall, rise and fall, rise and fall. Okay, it shouldn't be in a single line. Normally, the words that we use as far as one tone, one monotone is concerned, is normally your national anthems, like majority of the, I don't say majority, but nearly all of the national anthems, they're all monotones. Okay, so your vocal delivery should not be monotone. All right, so you need to show positive, strong presence and authenticity as far as the delivery of your speech is concerned. Now, as far as this is concerned, you need to practice visualization techniques. Visualization techniques, you do it here. And mentally rehearsing confident and engaging deliveries. Whatever should happen here in advance before you finally do something. Okay, because when you do something finally, it will not be like a surprise that, oh my God, what I'm doing this for the first time. But when you have practiced everything already here in your mind through visualization, then there are no surprises once you're doing it finally on a stage or at a forum or in a group discussion anywhere, or maybe in a presentation. Okay, so visualization is very important. And then utilize mirror practice to observe and refine your posture, gesture, and facial expressions. Like I'm making this video, can you imagine? I have to make videos of 1 or 2 minutes long. For what purpose? Just to check whether my posture is right or not. And then I adjust myself, I adjust the laptop, I adjust the camera, I adjust my head, okay, I adjust my shoulder, okay, and then according to that, I then finally start making video. So it's very important that you need to see, check, and correct your posture is concerned. Okay, you need to observe that so that you can refine your posture, gesture, and facial expression. Okay, one thing that needs to be understood here, that what is the difference between posture, gesture, and facial expression. Posture is that during your presentation or whenever you're speaking or having discussion, are you sitting while you're speaking or communicating, or are you standing, or you are just walking around or strolling around? That's called posture. Gesture is basically the movement of your shoulder, your arms, and your hands and your head. Okay, like I'm using gesture. Like if you want to see that, how can you identify that what gestures are? Okay, here in our country, in our community, when we ask someone a question and he doesn't knows the answer, okay, so he or she would do like this. I don't know. So whatever moved during my reply, these are what? These are called gestures. Okay. Now, third thing, also very, very important as far as your expressions are concerned, that is your facial expression. Facial expression is the movement of your lips, lower lip, and the passive lip. The upper lip is called passive, the lower lip is called active lip. The movement of your cheeks, your eyes, your eyelashes, your eyebrows, your forehead, they are all what? They are all part of your facial expression. So during communication or during a presentation, when you are doing what? You are using all these three things. That means you are using non-verbal communication. It enhances the level and quality of your vocal delivery. Okay, so it's very important that you should practice non-verbal communications as well to make a communication or to make content successfully understood. For that, you need to use non-verbal communication. You can say it in this way: in order to make verbal communication successful and understandable, you need to use non-verbal communication. Okay, I'm just telling you three parts of non-verbal communication. That is posture, gesture, facial expression. There are two more, and that is number four is your attire, what you're wearing according to the situation. Do you know that the clothes that you're wearing, it has a very, very important impact on the place where you are speaking. Okay, it has a great impact on the people you are speaking to. All right. And then the fifth non-verbal uh, part of communication is concerned is what kind of perfume or fragrance you're wearing. Okay, so there are basically five parts. There could be more as well, but normally we talk about these three things: posture, gesture, and facial expression. But there are two more parts of non-verbal communication, and I've told you it's attire, what you're wearing, and number five is your perfume, what kind of fragrance you're wearing. And then, in order to cultivate mindfulness and relaxation techniques before speaking, to center yourself and maintain composure. Embrace authenticity by staying true to your natural voice, building trust and connection with your audience. Okay, so normally it's very important that you should have a very strong expression. Okay, it helps you to build your trust, and then it also keeps the audience engaged. So it's very important to be authentic, and you should have a natural voice. Of course, I have spoken about how to improve your accent, but you need to sound natural because when you're sounding natural, you look great. All right. So that's all for today. I was telling you about how to practice and how to deliver your practice delivery in your rehearsal. That's very important. So that will be all for today. If there's any question, any confusion, or any ambiguity, you can always reach me through messaging me. My number for WhatsApp is +92 301 7000429. That will be all for today. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.